Hey guys, just to let you know, we are doing a special up to 25% savings sale for Labor Day weekend 2021. Be sure to head to the website to learn more. You can click the link in the description or go to manfulyoga.com/join. We also just launched a brand new app available on iOS, Android, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire, which is included with our brand new members area. Hundreds of workouts, over 35 workout programs, hundreds of videos you won't see here on my YouTube channel. So check that out, no promo code required, and enjoy this video. Hey guys, it's Dean, welcome to Manful Yoga. This video is 3 of my favorite stretches for people who sit too much. So I'm gonna show you 3 very effective stretches to help stretch tight muscles affected by sitting too frequently. So watch the video, follow along, do your best. If you haven't subscribed to Manful Yoga yet, be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications so you know when new videos are released, and please like this video if you find it useful. Here we go. All right, this first stretch I really like because it's just so full body. We're gonna work your ankles, your knees, your hips, your back, your neck, and your shoulders with this. So I'm gonna have you start in a warrior 1 stance. It means your right leg forward, you're in a lunge, and your back foot is turned out 45 degrees. Bend into your front knee, knee over the ankle and the front foot. Press down hard through the heel and the outer edge of your back foot. So you should feel that stretch in your calf and in your ankle already. From here, I want you to think making a nice long line from your left hip up across your torso all the way across your right shoulder. Now we're gonna bring the arms up, interlace your fingers. You should be feeling that stretch through the front of the left hip, and go ahead and lean up and over toward your right in a standing side bend. So we've got a side bend here, we've got the ankle stretch, and we've got a lunge. So we're doing a lot of stuff here, and this is all countering tight muscles that we get as a result of sitting. You should hold this for at least 45 seconds. If you can hold it for longer. Just make sure that you've got nice technique. There's no pinching through your back. If you do feel pinching through the back, you can bring your feet a little bit closer together. Make sure that you're staying nice and tall. And you do want to add a little bit of strength into this. So it's not just a passive stretch. I want you to squeeze your thighs, squeeze your abs, make the ankles active, grip your fingers together, and squeeze your arms back as you lean to the side. All right, go ahead and release. Come back to the middle. We're going to switch sides. So now I'm going to have my left leg forward, my right leg back, pointing that foot out 45 degrees, squaring my hips toward the front. And again, just walking from the feet all the way up. Push into the outer edge of your back foot as well as the heel. You'll feel the calf stretch as you do that. Bend into your front knee, knee over the ankle and your front foot. Do your best to turn your hips toward the front. And now from here, we want to think getting that nice long line from your right hip across the torso through your left shoulder. So creating that nice long line, opening up through your right hip flexors. Arms come up, fingers interlaced, and lean up and over toward the left. So we've got the ankle stretch, the hip stretch, the shoulder stretch, neck stretch. Squeeze your arms back as far as they'll go. That's going to help you get a little bit more upper back activity, a little more shoulder and chest activation. Keep pressing down through that back foot. Try to squeeze your legs toward one another. Bend deeper into your front knee so you get a more opening through the hip. And again, holding here for at least 45 seconds, maybe longer. And if it gets difficult, you just want to breathe through it. So breathing in and out of your nose, focusing on your breathing. And if you can control your breathing, you can control your body. All right, and then release. Okay, that was the first stretch. So a lot there, but really effective. Second stretch is going to target your hip flexors. And when you're in that seated position with your knees coming in toward your chest, your hip flexors get really tight. So this is really important. This stretch is called a lizard, and it has a reach back modification. So it's a deeper stretch. So you're gonna get into a lunge. You have this towel here because you're gonna rest your back knee on this towel. So my right leg is forward, my left leg is back. I'm resting my knee on this towel. I'm going to allow my hips to sink forward here. Bring your hands on top of your right thigh. Breathe. As you exhale, the hips can come slightly more forward. And even here, you should feel a nice stretch through the front of that left hip. To make this more effective, you're gonna squeeze your left glute. So the more glute activation here you can get, the more that's gonna help pull open your left hip flexors. Now, from here, adding in that reach back stretch, this is where the towel comes in helpful. You are going to shift slightly forward so you can kind of rest on the thigh, not directly on the kneecap. You're gonna do your best to squeeze your heel in toward your butt and then reach back with your right hand, grab whatever you can, and then pull it in toward your hips. Now you don't have to pull it that far, just pull it as far as you can comfortably. If that doesn't work, you're going to use a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use something resembling a yoga strap. You're gonna put that around your foot, and this way we can actually work on pulling that leg in, right, without actually having to grip it. The point here is that we're in a lunge position and we're bringing the heel back toward your hip. And this is going to help stretch the hip flexors, which they get really tight when you're sitting, and when they're tight, they'll pull on your knees, they'll pull on your back, causing back pain, causing knee pain. So this is a really effective one. This is really intense though, so we just want to make sure we're breathing in and out of the nose to help control your body's fight or flight response to it. And this one, at least, again, I would say 60 seconds, but that's tough. So do your best to get up to 45. Breathe through it, and then we'll go from there. All right, now switching sides. Same thing, and I'll show you some other ways that you can do this. So now my left leg is going to be forward, my right leg is going to be back. We're going to start off just in that non-modified lizard position. So your hands on your thighs, allowing the hips to sink forward, making sure that there's no pain in your low back, and just going as far as you comfortably can. We're not going to shove ourselves into this pose. We have to go where our body's ready to go. And that's where the breathing comes in. When you breathe in and out of your nose, you control your body's fight or flight response. That allows the muscles to relax. So I said I'd show you a different variation here. Before we reach back with the left hand, or we reach back with the opposite hand and grab the foot, you can also try doing it with the same side hand. So you're going to lean back, kind of come more upright, bring the heel in, grab it with the same hand, and then we can do that same stretch. And it doesn't change it drastically, it's just a different way that you can try doing. Now, as you're here, you want to try and be active. The way that we have more sustained, more long-lasting mobility improvements is when we add strength with flexibility. So I want you to work on holding this position with your hip. So not just relying on your hand, but actually squeezing that heel in toward your butt and squeezing the muscles in your thighs and your hips to actively hold your leg in this position. And again, that's going to help create longer lasting change. Again, we want to hold here for 45 seconds if you can, maybe 60. And if it's tough, we just want to breathe, right? Just focusing on that slow, controlled breathing. If you can control your breath, we can control the body. All right, and then we'll release. Okay, final stretch here. And by the way, if you like this routine, I do have quite a few posture improvement routines on here. Hip mobility for people who sit too much. Check it out on either side of my head or links in the description. This last stretch is called pigeon. You're going to bring your right knee to your right wrist, your right foot kind of across the body, depending on your hip mobility. If you're tighter, you're going to bring that heel closer into your groin. If you're more flexible, you can try doing it at about 45-degree angle. From here, you want to square your hips toward the front. Make sure that you're resting on your outer thigh here. A lot of people tend to face that shin downward and they don't actually externally rotate the hip. So you want to make sure your inner thigh is facing up and you're kind of resting on the outside of that leg. And then shifting the weight into the hips, you can use your hands to help you out initially. Depending on your tightness, you might just kind of have all the weight on one side. It might not feel centered initially, so using your hands to help kind of guide that weight to the middle is really helpful. And then crawl your left leg back as much as you can. Ideally, we want to get this left leg parallel to the edge of the mat and then hug it in toward the middle. So hug that leg in toward the right. You can also hug your right knee and your left knee toward one another. Lengthen your torso forward. And don't necessarily worry about bringing your chest to the ground. It's more helpful to pull your ribs forward and up, away from your hips. And the longer you hold this pose, hopefully the more your hips relax. If you notice that your hips are really fighting this, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, relax your hips. And that should help. The tendency here is to really fight the stretch. Try not to fight it. Try to give into it. Make sure that your knee's not in a compromised position, but work on giving into the stretch, and that's going to help you open up here. You want to hold here for at least 60 seconds. And if you're new to this, I would do about 60 to 75, maybe 90. Don't go higher than that. But 60 seconds is a good amount to aim for. And you'll also feel the stretch through the front of the left hip, in addition to that big stretch in your outer right hip. All right, let's go ahead and get out of this. Let's get into it again, same way, other side. So I like to start in a tabletop position. Bring your left knee toward your left wrist, left foot across the body. Crawl your right leg back. Hug that right leg in toward the middle. Again, I like to use my hands initially to kind of get that weight centered. And then as you adjust to the pose, as the weight shifts into your hips, you can become less reliant on your hands. Think about pulling your chest forward and up, creating that space in the front lower abdominal area. There's an external rotation to your hip. So the outer thigh, outer hip is facing the ground. You can also be active here. Hug your right hip and your left knee toward one another. Make sure that that left knee is protected. Shoulders, even your face and your neck are relaxed here. A couple more breaths. Make sure that you're relaxing with the exhale. Try not to fight it. Your body stretches when you relax. It doesn't stretch when you push and push and push. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up there. Guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, turn on notifications. We do have a Labor Day sale ending right now, so go to the link in the description, up to 25% savings. That gets you access to all my workouts, all my programs, hundreds of videos you won't see here on YouTube. We also just released a brand new app. It's available on iOS, Android, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. So really awesome stuff. Be sure to check that out if you like this video and you're looking for more. Again, thanks for watching the video. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys on another video soon. Bye.